you're going to see really good play on the front line. You've got a team in LSU that wants to turn you over. Mizzou can really be solid if they can have ball security today.
Well, right out of the chute, a push and a foul on Jalen Cherry. After a bit of an awkward opening tip, wound up with Mizzou, so they get the game's first possession.
Watch the LSU defense. It's kind of a matchup situation. It has a lot of man-to-man principles, but it kind of molds and blends to the offensive structure.
Swung around right corner, around tree now. Amber Smith turns, shoots from 14 and banks it in. And Amber Smith certainly one of the developing players, even though she's in her senior year for Mizzou.
Yeah, she's developed every year. What's been impressive to me is that you've seen her grow. She now shoots the three. She's become a better rebounder, a better playmaker.
In and out. From Pointer. LSU comes up empty on their first possession of the day.
Yeah, Mizzou, to me, looks much more comfortable in the games I've watched at home. They're a team that's learning new roles, and those roles seem to be more in line at home.
Now, Mizzou has not won a road game this year, 0-5, and also 0-2 on neutral floors. Looking for their fourth win of the season at home here today, first in conference.
We've talked about Mitchell inside, but take a look at number 3, Pointer, right here. She is one of the best guards, not only in the SEC, but in the country.
Mitchell, back rim miss. And Mizzou rebounds. Chavis with the help of Blackwell.
Yeah, Blackwell, an outstanding freshman. Developing game to game. Look at that explosive.
Driving and scoring. The freshman out of the St. Louis area with her first bucket.
Yeah, the potential of number 33 can almost grow game to game this freshman year. She'll learn a great deal, but boy, she has the ability to impact SEC games in her freshman year.
That is an offensive foul. Being screened by Afua. And LSU's come up empty through opening minutes of this one.
Yeah, LSU is a team that really digs in defensively. They have the ability to turn you over. And as you look at Mizzou, it's really interesting to me. You know, their record's not probably where they want it to be, but statistically, they're kind of on track. The one thing that has hurt them is turnovers. And that's the one thing LSU can really create out of their defense.
This ball run down by Smith. It's a Mizzou team that's been to the last 4 NCAA tournaments. Of course, the big loss after the graduation of Sophie Cunningham. That's a 3 off the left side from Hannah Schutz.
Yeah, Schutz making the start today. She's a player that can really stretch the floor and knock down threes.
Brooks the miss, but there's the putback. It is up and in for Mitchell.
I'll tell you, rebounding-wise, LSU is constant. They not only position well, they have great strength in the box area.
It's an LSU team averaging about 39 rebounds a game. That's +6. What they're giving opponents. And there's a rebound defensively from Afua.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of LSU transition. That's something that Mizzou has got to do a great job of doing.
Roundtree eyes it up and hits the 3 for the Tigers. And it's Mizzou. The Mizzou Tigers out to the early 5-point lead.
Yeah, the use of the tray is very much a part of Missouri like it has been in the past, and it can take them to another level. When they are complementing their play with threes, they offensively are a lot better.
Roundtree's been their best 3-point shooter, 46% on the year. That 3 off the mark. This from Brooks. Really 5-point lead for Missouri. They started out well against Tennessee, led after the first quarter. Had a tough second quarter, and that kind of feeds back to what you were talking about. They had little stints during games that makes it much harder for them to come back from it. Blackwell still battling underneath. Like a bulldozer trying to get to the rim there.
Yeah. You know, you watch her play, and you just see it grow almost game to game. But to your point, a lot of teams that are developing identities, what happens is there's a stretch where they're not sure who they are, and they throw the ball around. And then all of a sudden, games change. And I think that's Missouri's dealing with a bit of that. You know, they can't overcome that stretch where it might be a 10-0 or 12-2 run.
Hard for them to recover from that. You saw head coach Robin Pinchton, who's in season number 10. They've had great success with her at the helm.
Yep.
Last 4 NCAA tournaments in a row they have been to. 3 NCAA tournament wins. Pinchton as the Mizzou head coach.
And they've been so good here. 55-13 over the last 5 years here at home, including in the ever tough SEC, 25-7.
Well, debating who that touched last, and now they're going to change the call. Initially they were saying Mizzou ball, going to give it to LSU. As you see, Nikki Fargas, season 9 for her. And they're trying to get back to the NCAA tournament. Have had a nice run though in the decade just completed. An offensive rebound by Mitchell, back out, and that 3 out there for Jalen Richard Harris. Run out. Here comes Asia Blackwell and gives it up to Amber Smith.
Yeah. Good dish by Blackwell. You see what running the floor means. They had 2 really players in Smith and Blackwell running the floor, ends up in a layup.
Mitchell elects to take the 3 and knocks it down. First 3-pointer for LSU.
Keep an eye. If she develops that in her game, guarding her is going to become absolutely problematic.
That's just her 3rd 3-point attempt of the year. She's now hit 2 of the 3, to your point there. Hasn't shot many of them, but they left her open. That 3 splash for Jordan Chavis.
Yeah, that's exactly what she does. And she's got to find the space to receive and finish. Great job there. Good start for Missouri.
3 right side. Mercedes Brooks off the back rim. There's an offensive rebound of Fua. Tied up. Possession arrow is going to keep it with LSU. Well, we come to a timeout. What a start for Mizzou. Hitting some shots early. Under 5 minutes to go first quarter. And a 9-point lead for MU.
Today was absolutely a great lead-in to the learning a little bit about each team. I absolutely loved, what I think is going to be some great matchups in this conference.
We mentioned Diana Mitchell at the top of the show for LSU. She has all 5 of LSU's points. That stays the case. The miss there by Jalen Richard Harris. Going to stay with LSU. The baseline official motioned Mizzou ball, but then she said, I pointed the wrong direction. My fault. And that caught the attention around the Pinchton. Staying with LSU, Afua. Tough shooting start for LSU. Now 2 of 12 from the field. 4 of Mizzou's 5 starters have already scored in this game, including Blackwell, who can't add to it there, but gets her own miss. Blind pass, driving. And Roundtree couldn't finish there, but nice ball movement by Mizzou.
Yeah, two good looks. Mizzou has done a great job of ball security. No turnovers in the game, and that's something that could really lead to efficiency.
Jumper for Pointer, she's fouled.
You can see active, great cut inside. Just didn't quite get the finish at that point. But Mizzou has had the ability to attack in transition before the defense is set up for LSU. That's probably a strategy that could be very, very productive.
Kayla Pointer at the line. She's been the best free throw shooter this year for LSU, hitting 74%. Swishes the first right on cue.
Pointer, to me, is very interesting to watch. She uses angles incredibly. She is very skilled. She understands the right basketball play. It's a finish, if it's a distribution, but she uses her body in some incredibly efficient ways to create penetration.
Got a nice start to conference play with 18 points Thursday night against Alabama. You see Mizzou. Nadia Green is checked in for the Missouri Tigers.
Yeah, full court pressure. You can see it wasn't terribly aggressive, just trying to tempo the game, take away a little of the shot clock.
Blackwell looking at Schutz, who was setting the screen, and Amber Smith trying to go to work, but she's doubled there, trying to fight through it, loses it, fighting for it on the floor, and tied up. Possession arrow keeps it with Mizzou.
Yeah, LSU has recognized that a lot of the offense runs through Smith. Well, you saw a quick double right there. Really put her in a position to not distribute, not be able to attack the defense.
Haley Frank, freshman, is checked in for the Tigers. Mizzou.
Keep an eye on Haley Frank. This is a very, very promising freshman.
Late foul there on Amber Smith, who after losing it commits the personal. Team foul number 2 against the Missouri Tigers.
Yeah, Mizzou's kind of mixing, you know, it's man-to-man, but they are looking to run through those reversal passes. That's just a great play by Blackwell.
Asia Blackwell, steal and score. 16-7 Mizzou, just under 3.5 to go first quarter.
Yeah, this is one of the higher talented players, you know, that's come to Missouri, and you're starting to understand why.
Crosby gives it up. Pointer 3. Offensive rebound. Mitchell back up and scores. Ayanna Mitchell doing what she does so well, rebounding and scoring.
For people like me that love rebounding, Mitchell rebounds at an area so far outside her body, and that is why she's so exceptional at rebounding.
Haley Frank, freshman off the bench with her first shot and a 3 from the right corner.
Yeah, little bit of a new role for Frank. She started most games, but she is a player.
Mizzou foul. That's going to go against Amber Smith, it appears. That would be 2 quick fouls for her. That's going to get a couple subs off the Mizzou bench, including Haley Troop, as Amber Smith checks out with 2:46 to play in the quarter now with 2 fouls. There's Troop and well, ESPN has 2 great games coming up this week on Super Tuesday, presented by Progressive. First, 7 Eastern, 5th-ranked Ohio State taking on 15th-ranked Maryland in the Sonic Blockbuster. The 9 Eastern, number 17, Kentucky and Georgia from Athens. Tuesday on ESPN and the ESPN app.
Yeah, you watch Mitchell's form, like at the free throw. She's hit a 3. You can see her working to extend her range. Right now, she's a machine on the block. But she has potential to get face-up game, you know, and continue to move away from the basket and finish well there as well.
Frank spinning into a double team. Shot clock's at 5. Green, no. And then committed the foul as he ran into Tierra Young.
Missouri has got some high percentage opportunities. Take a look right there. That's an open backboard that she's playing to. Those are the ones you want to realize. That is what Mitchell does at such an exceptional rate. But if Missouri can finish, they're getting excellent shots early in this game.
Mizzou up by 8. And LSU really hasn't found their shooting touch yet. There's a floater and will not fall for Pointer. In transition, coming the other way, loose ball, Frank. And then Chavis, wow, on the floor, has it tied up.
Yeah, Mizzou has really looked to attack much more in transition than I've seen in many games. I think it's very good for them. Now they've got to get efficient in putting the ball in the basket, but they're getting opportunity before the defense is set.
Pointer trying to create, dishes it back. We saw Mitchell shoot a 3 earlier, a rare 3, and this long jumper from Young bounces off. Just look at Blackwell. You can tell she really wants the basketball right now. She's off to a nice start today. Here's Asia. Frank sets her feet just a little bit long, gets her own rebound. And it's going to go to LSU. That's going against Mizzou.
Look at the reaction right here. I mean, sometimes there's calls that you don't expect. That was one you didn't expect. And that is priceless. I've probably made that expression a few times in my life, too.
Yeah, looking at it from the baseline, did you see a foul on Frank there? I didn't know.
No, I would have probably had the same reaction.
There's Robin Pinston getting the explanation from Angelica Suffram. Now the 3 officials are meeting. Margo Bayon, Eric Baker, our other officials. That's just a play on for you?
Yeah, it is for me. But I do like the fact that the officials are gathering and making sure that this is administered correctly in that situation. You know, even though I like to think I always have the best angle on every play, a lot of times that plays over in the corner, even as we watch it. You don't always see everything, from that. But definitely to me, that call surprised me.
Pointer. Young shoots it from the right side and knocks it down.
Yeah. Young has good catch and shoot ability, especially from 15 feet. Great rhythm and setup before she ever received the ball there.
Under a minute to play in this first quarter from Columbia. Blackwell, quick pass, nicely fed into Amber Smith. He's playing with a couple of fouls here in this first quarter.
I like Blackwell passing the basketball, but Smith's separation by that, the hard dive, really gave her an opportunity to finish.
Fua fell down in the lane, gets back up. Shot floats off the right side from Pointer and out to Mizzou.
Yeah, take a look as we watch this. The little things, the screener and that separation and what I call a hard dive. And Blackwell did a great job of not only recognizing it, but putting the ball in a finishing position for the receiver.
Mizzou can hold it for the final shot of the quarter. Down to 10 on the game clock. Beating the post. Brittany Garner clearing space and scores over Afua.
Yeah. Had great presence on that catch.
It would count, but wide left from Pointer. And what a start for Mizzou. Feeling aggressive in the first quarter. And LSU really never found their shooting rhythm in the first quarter.
No. But you looked like Mizzou was attacking. They certainly were attacking in transition. They were attacking when they got into paint. 12 to 2 points in the paint in the favor of Mizzou. You can see they're getting in transition and they're just intent on attacking the basket.
Chavis. Amber Smith picked up a couple of fouls in that first quarter. One negative for Mizzou. Gardner lost it. She turned it over 3 times in the first quarter, the first time here in the second.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, you can see where defense leads to offense. That was without question the best defensive possession for LSU, and it led to an easy basket at the other end. That's their formula for putting defense into offense.
It cuts the Mizzou lead down to 8. 3. At the mark from Troop. Jumper put up by Pointer.
Well, that was, I had my eyes just trained on Pointer right there. I swear she saw every player and went at offensive speed to be able to finish herself. But I swear she analyzed every player and potential, saw she had the space and finished. That's a point guard for you.
Well, they stopped play because Jordan Chavis from Mizzou lost her shoe. So they allowed her to retrieve that, put it back on. Here's how she lost her left shoe. At least temporarily. Got to play on.
It's an important time for Mizzou because you come out, LSU kind of like takes it up a notch. Got a 4-0 run to start here. And Mizzou's got to have the ability to answer those kinds of runs.
Blackwell loses it, deflected. Carly Seas checked in for LSU. Shot clock gets down to 5. Blackwell. A late whistle, but a foul is called. Faustina Fua.
Yeah, Blackwell was aggressive on that. She had great space by that. I mean, she was right on the low block. You can attack. Sometimes you don't finish, but you do get to the foul. We're watching a great camera angle. See how she got that angle right there? Now you got the help defender coming. But a lot of times, you know, if you've got inertia going to the basket, you're going to draw contact.
Blackwell, who has attempted the most free throws for Mizzou this year, gets that one to roll in. Does the same there. Haley Frank back in for Mizzou. Albatrazi for LSU. Troop will take a seat for Mizzou. To your point, though, all you have to do for Mizzou is look back, Dan, to their opener against Tennessee. They led 21-16 after the first quarter, but only scored 7 points in the second quarter. Never really got back in the game.
Yeah.
See? Rebounded off the floor by Blackwell.
And defensively, they have been very much about protecting the paint and rebounding the ball, and they've done it successfully.
And they've hit the 3-ball today. George Chavis.
Yeah. Chavis can do that. You know, she continues to move up the ladder in three-point shooting, you know, here at Missouri, and that is her role once she initiates offense for this team.
Her second made three of today. Volleyball around and saved by Hannah Schutz for Mizzou. Asia Blackwell got a bump from Tierra Young.
Just a great job here of reading the pick and roll. You know, that's a step up in that situation. The tendency of the defender was to go under. That's a three-point shooter, number 24. She loves when she gets that space, and you see her ability to finish.
And she leads the Tigers in 3 points attempted, 3-point shots attempted and made. She's now at 27 this year. LSU cut into a 10-point Mizzou lead, but Mizzou's answered and open it back up to 11. There's an open look from the right corner and shoots off the back rim. Pointer Mitchell has hit one from that spot today, but not that time, as that did not draw iron. Young. Mizzou foul's going to go on Haley Frank. Blackwell's going to get a rest for Mizzou. She goes to the bench.
Yeah, good minutes. Good start for the freshman.
And she has 8 points. 4 of those coming from the line.
Missouri is very interesting to me. Look how they're right now. They've got at least 6 feet in the lane, sometimes 8. You know, and they're very much protecting and congesting that area on the court.
Pointer using a screen from Mitchell, getting in the lane, flips it up off the left side. And that's going to go against LSU. Offensive foul on Kayla Pointer. She was looking for the blocking call.
Yeah, I think Coach Vargas was as well. Look at Pointer change speeds, but that's a pretty square, you know, kind of position defensively right there.
So with 6:20 to go first half, Mizzou with the ball in the 11-point lead. Frank cut off by Brooks. Chavis, is she still feeling it? You bet.
Yeah.
George Chavis has hit her first 3-point attempts today.
That's just good offense. Reverse the ball twice.
A professional manner. We're going to miss you, David Stern.
Well said by the LSU head coach Nikki Fargas just prior to game time today. David Stern, who lost on New Year's Day, so instrumental not only in the obvious, being the NBA commissioner for so many years, but the creation of the WNBA.
Yeah, I thought Nikki represents what I've seen, an outpouring from the basketball community. You know, not only was David Stern a visionary, he empowered others to see the same vision. And whether it was the WNBA or across the world, he made basketball a sport to be shared by on the women's side or on the world side. And he just, you know, really did a lot beyond even his vision. He empowered people to think like he did.
WNBA was founded officially April 24th, 1996. First game was June 21st of 1997 between the New York Liberty and the LA Sparks. 14,000 people saw the Liberty win the first WNBA game. It's a three. Mizzou is 6 for 11 in three-point shooting. And this time Hannah Schutz gets in on the fun.
Yeah, they continue to be able to use the three ball.
Mercedes Brooks a miss. And then Spencer trips up Asia Blackwell.
You know, Missouri just really seems attacking early in this game. Look at that. They're going inside and out. They're spreading the floor. They're getting space for that. But they're very much attacking, whether it's transition, whether it's going inside and then back out, whether it's relocating. They've been incredibly aggressive for this first quarter and a half.
Ill-advised pass stolen by Jalen Cherry as they try to convert after the steal and do so. The bucket for Jalen Cherry. She becomes just the 4th different scorer for LSU. Mizzou's had 7 different scores here so far in the first half. Almost stolen, but it found Roundtree's hands, and she's able to kiss it in.
Yeah, that's the type of finishes that continue to complement their offensive, success. When they can finish on the move, over some size, that is incredibly efficient.
A 13-2 Mizzou run over the last not quite 4 minutes. Cherry trying to cut into that, but can't. Loose ball on the floor, and that's scooped up by Mercedes Brooks. Cherry kind of flipped it away to the corner. Mizzou did not touch that, so they take possession.
But you can really see the game plan for Mizzou. I mean, defensively, they are making LSU shoot the basketball. And by shoot the basketball, I mean outside the paint. They're having to finish there before they'll extend their defense.
And stop play. I think we've got an issue perhaps with the clock. To your point, LSU 7 of 27 from the field to begin the game.
Well, there's just not a lot of space right now inside. They're incredibly efficient with paint points and getting the ball to Mitchell and driving it in transition. But Mizzou has done a great job of transition defense. And in the half court, they are just what I call, just congesting the paint area.
Dipped into the corner. Frank's three, and Mizzou on fire from beyond the arc today.
Yeah, that's where Franks is going to be such a interesting prospect to watch grow in this league, because she has the ability to score inside, but she also already has the three ball in her arsenal.
How about this? A 20-point lead for Mizzou with under 3.5 minutes to go in the first half. Spencer trying to back down the defender, but loses it instead. Chavis, who's already hit 3 threes, gives it up. Here's a three from the right side. Wow, Mizzou. This time it's Roundtree. Timeout, LSU. Who saw this coming, Dan Hughes? And on the air, which pretty good. 3rd in the SEC, but look what they're doing today. 8 of their first 13.
Oh, yeah, and they've been efficient with the ball, and the ball's really moved in a mature way. So they're able to find the three-point shot at different points of the possession.
LSU trying to find some kind of consistent offense in the half court. Shoot a three from Krause in the corner. Here comes Blackwell from Mizzou behind the back with a little dribble. Showing off now, huh? Shoots just a little bit long. That three-point shot, but run down by Haley Frank.
It's amazing how confidence can be contagious. You know, when the ball's going in the basket, it seems so big. And you can see almost every Mizzou player looking for an opportunity to finish right now.
Mizzou does not look like a 3-11 team right now. Trying to stamp a 5-game losing skid. Missed by Schutz. Under 2 minutes to go, second quarter. Krause sealed off. Now Pointer to set it up.
I think this is, when you said under 2 minutes, I said to myself, closing halves. You know, LSU really needs to close the half. Mizzou needs to close the half. What you do in those last 2 minutes can really, really signify where the half has gone and where it's going to go.
Mitchell trying to go back up with it is fouled, and Hannah Schutz thought she had all ball, but it is a foul against Mizzou.
There's a rebound. Boy, just watching Mitchell just capture. Look, her arms come out. She moves to different areas to get the ball. She not only moves her body, she moves her upper body in a way that it's hard for her not to get a rebound.
Mitchell misses the first. She is the leading scorer for LSU with 9 points. Missed them both. Mitchell has been about a 50% free throw shooter, actually 47% coming in.
You're seeing LSU become a little more aggressive right now. They're recognizing where they are. You saw the quick double team there. You know, they're coming out of that matchup, and they're trying to put more pressure on the basketball in some different ways.
Spinning, shooting, it just wouldn't go down for Blackwell.
Yeah.
But still playing with a lot of confidence here.
Oh, absolutely. Play on. When that freshman's making those kinds of moves with their body and getting in that area to finish, something good's going to happen most times.
Under a minute to play, first half. Trazi. And it has been a rough shooting day so far for LSU. Capital One Bowl Mania rolls on Monday with the final bowl game before the national championship game, 7:30 Eastern. Louisiana Raging Cajuns taking on Miami of Ohio on the Lending Tree Bowl. It's tomorrow night, Monday night on ESPN and the ESPN app.
Yeah, the Red Hawks of Miami, where I attended to get my master's degree. So, go Red Hawks.
They've had a good year in the MAC.
They have.
Pointer on the steal and score.
Yeah, Pointer right there showing you when this team can turn you over, they get those easy baskets in transition. Mizzou has made it really hard to get those easy baskets in the half court because they have just congested the lane time and time again.
Mizzou can hold it for the final shot of this first half. Frank has to force it up. And that takes care of half number one, but terrific half for Mizzou, especially from beyond the arc. He hit 8 of 15 three-point shots. Chavis was a purple losing skid. This is conference game number 2 for each. LSU won their conference opener, beating Alabama Thursday night by 11. Mizzou lost by 11 at Tennessee on Thursday.
Yeah, you got a feeling Coach Vargas had a lively halftime talk with the LSU team, and LSU is very capable of playing at both ends and changing the directions of the game.
And perhaps one of those messages was getting it inside to a Fua who was fouled. Coach Vargas' team, a rough first half, especially just trying to find the bottom of the net.
Yeah.
They shot only 26% from the field.
And it's tough for a coach when you're not getting the ball in the basket. You know, when you've got shots, they don't go in, and you're having to rely on getting it in there. But in there, they did.
And they're getting it to Afua to start the third quarter.
And they've got to defensively, they have got to be able to answer the three-point, you know, take some of those opportunities away and be able to play out of their defense. That's the rhythm that LSU plays best with.
Blackwell. This is Amber Smith, who, by the way, has one foul. One of the fouls we thought she got actually went to Green. Nadia Green has 2 for Mizzou. Fouls, that is, and an offensive rebound for Mizzou and Amber Smith.
Yeah, Smith is, when she rebounds, I think she gets even better. What a pass! Oh!
Roundtree from Blackwell, who noticed nobody was around Roundtree.
Freshman, I'm seeing you now. That was a great pass inside.
The Tigers back up to a 21-point lead. 3 left corner is long out of the hand of Young. Able to get it back and is fouled by Hannah Schutz. Will be her second.
Yeah, you can see LSU really intent on going to get balls. There's the miss, but look at that weak side rebound. Look at the power Walker has, but that there is definitely an intent. 3 and 4 offensive rebounders ready to stick it back in.
Tierra Young at the line. Her first trip to the strike today for 59% foul shooter this year.
Yeah, Mitchell going to get that ball, and you can see when you have a lead like this, the one thing you don't want is you don't want offensive rebounds, you don't want turnovers. And I'll tell you right now, LSU is going to attack you on both of those in the second half. We'll see how Mizzou handles that.
See the turnovers. And the points off turnover, Mizzou's really taking advantage with 11.
Yeah.
Chavis had the 3 threes in the first half. Shot clock gets down to 5, and pass and shoots is last touch by Mizzou. LSU ball. At the end of the second quarter, the beginning here of the third quarter, it does seem like LSU's defense has been stiffer.
Yeah. No, I think they understand their identity. I'm sure they were reminded of it at halftime. But the other thing you got with Mizzou, Mizzou's not a team that's typically played with this kind of lead. And there is a tendency in some cases to not necessarily be as aggressive. And they have to stay as aggressive. That was the key to that first half.
Well, Tierra Young kept the possession alive with an offensive rebound, and she finishes the possession with a bucket.
Yeah, Young has the ability for that mid-range jumper. And that's honestly a very needed part of the LSU offense.
Mitchell winning the foul, defending Blackwell. First one on Ayana. Davis looking to get it in, and does so to a leaping Roundtree.
With the balance on Mizzou was apparent in the first half, too. So many players scoring, so many players knocking the 3 down. It was a total offensive team effort.
And Mizzou went 9 deep with 7 different scorers in the first half. LSU 10 deep, only 4 different scorers. And Mizzou converting there. Getting some production from their younger players and the seniors as well.
Yeah. Those are big baskets, you know, just to, there's going to be runs in the game to add consistent scoring.
Pointer. Mitchell was underneath where she's normally parked waiting for a rebound and got undercut.
You said that well. And I'll tell you, when she is parked there, you're not moving.
No.
She is powerfully strong. Look at her right there. Look at that. And she knows how to get a lower center of gravity. If you watched her kind of bend her knees, and she knows leverage really well. She's powerful, strong, but she's also smart about using her body.
Pointer takes it back to the middle. A screen from Afua. A drive and a block by Hannah Schutz. She is the Mizzou leading shot blocker. That's now 32 on the year for Hannah Schutz.
Yeah.
At 8 on the shot clock, Kayla Pointer takes it out. Down to 4. Young, they have to put it up with a short clock. It did hit the rim, but it's rebounded on Mizzou's Jordan Chavis. Blackwell. 3-point shot. Aisha Blackwell. Quickly the other way. Young fouled, being aggressive to the rim.
Yeah, Blackwell with a great finish. You know, right here. That's a great move. Now, the one thing I would tell her, run to the other end. I hate to say it. You know, I'm an old school coach, but.
Well, that allowed the break on the other side.
It did. And that's exactly what they're talking about.
That's what
it's exciting you can do that, but it's even more exciting if you'll get to the other end and play defense.
And Coach Pinson is saying that to her right now. Got her arm on her shoulder. And
yeah. And that's You know, those are all learning processes. But it's nice to be teaching when you're up 22. You know, that teaching is a lot more fun at that moment.
Free throws there for Young. Mizzou still hanging around that 20-point lead mark, back to 21.
Yeah.
Led by as many as 23 in the first half.
LSU in a 2-2-1. It's kind of a soft press back into their matchup.
Ball movement. Shot clock's at 6. Roundtree directed traffic. Somebody's going to have to put it up. And a pass for Amber Smith is intercepted. Pointer, the floater from 10 feet, wound up short, but Mitchell being Ayanna Mitchell.
Yeah, that's well said. And they're able to put their press back on. This has taken away some of the ball reversal because, you know, right now you've already taken 10, 12 seconds off the shot clock. You know, you get one less ball reversal in a mature possession. You know, that it's tempo in the game a little bit. And right now LSU's got to do that.
Chavis hit all three of her three-point attempts in the first half. Misses her first here in the third quarter, and the driving lane by Young. And now LSU's finding their offensive rhythm really for the first time today. And Mizzou calls a timeout.
Oh, exactly. We've got a game here, and it's going to be interesting. Can LSU score? That's the way you get back in basketball games.
Saw Mitchell with the double-double. She had a stretch earlier this year where she hit 21 consecutive field goals, which is just absurd.
I couldn't go out on the court right now, and nobody guarded me.
I couldn't lay it in from underneath the bucket 21 straight times.
No, and you know, as a coach, I teach, you know, a lot of times, you know, don't foul, wall up, do that. Well, I'm telling you, she's so good. When you wall her up, she's shooting it at 80, 90%, not 50 like most players.
Blackwell feeding Troop.
That's big.
That three ball has been a friend for Mizzou today. They're back up to a 20-point lead.
And coming out of a timeout, you just double it.
How about this? Last time LSU's overcome a 15 or more point halftime deficit, 1985. They were down 21 at the half. By the way, that's 12,462 days ago.
That's impressive right there. That's good, man.
Well,
I'm working with the best here.
Thank Nate on staff. He generated that.
But it shows you how rare that is to happen.
Well, they got a lot of work to do to change and make some history here. Down 20 still with just 4 minutes left, third quarter. Went to a Fuwa a couple of times early in this third quarter. He's going to put it up, sling it up from about 13 feet, and it rolls off.
Yeah, you can see a lot of white jerseys, you know, in blockouts and creating areas to rebound from. And Mizzou's been very consistent in doing that throughout the game. And it's going to take a consistency because LSU is going to make a run, and they may be starting one right now, and you've got to deal with it.
Blackwell. Pointer with the outlet for Young. Young saw an opening and generated some contact with Troop and a foul. Come to a timeout. 3:17 to play, third quarter. LSU going to the line when we come back down 20. Out of predictions, if it was possible that neither team win just to spite us, that would happen. But one of them is going to win. And I just happen to pick LSU.
You did, and there's a reason I'm in basketball, not football. So LSU fans, you can sleep good tonight. But I'm looking at the national champion from last year, who has not lost a game in their pursuit of doing it again. And I just have a hard time not picking a team in that situation, and that's my rationale. It got nothing to do with players or anything because I don't know anything about football, to be honest.
And I can't argue with that rationale when you got Trevor Lawrence, who has never lost as a starter.
Yeah.
25-0, able to rally his team after almost literally getting knocked out of the game against Ohio State. But how about Joe Burrow, the Heisman Trophy winner, 55 TD passes to lead the way.
And Ohio, I'm from Ohio, and his story is absolutely amazing where he's gone. And two incredible quarterbacks. I'll tell you, It's just going to be a great Monday. And I'm sorry we got to wait another week because I almost wish it was tomorrow.
A little bit of a gap between the semis and the final this year. And New Orleans in the Dome. That's going to bounce out of bounds, but a foul on LSU. Get Mitchell on that one?
Yeah, I believe they did. You can see her raise her hand.
Going old school when everybody used to do that back in the day. Remember that?
No, they're just. She continues to find reasons that I enjoy watching her play.
She's just a super player.
Oh yeah, I've done 2 of her broadcasts, and she's very, very, very intriguing to me.
LSU's going to get the ball back here. Tigers couldn't get it in.
You know, you look at 2:50 to go in the game. 19-point lead.
Third quarter, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of times it's breaking it down. Where do you want to be at the quarter break? Where do you want to be at the 6-minute break? You know, shortening the look at it. LSU shortening the look at the game and seeing if you can create defense to offensive flow to get to those points.
Cherry just a bit too strong. The offensive glass there, though, for Trozzi. If you're LSU, then Dan, where do you want to be at the end of this third quarter? Down what?
Well, I want to close the half. I would love it to be under 15, to be honest.
And there's a drive and a bucket. Thierry Young.
Yeah. You know, you do things in practice, you know, stop, score, stop, things like that. You're talking in that. You're taking away the score from the players and putting it into possession by possession focus.
LSU kicking up the defensive pressure. But a wide open Blackwell is off the front rim with a 3. I'm going to say LSU touched that last. It's going to stay with Mizzou. Tigers bring Nadia Green into the game.
Yeah.
Taking the spot of Haley Troop. Game 2 of the conference season here in the SEC.
Wow. Is this going to be a season or what? You know, when you start looking around at who you got to play, I don't care what team you are.
And the issue for LSU is facing a loose ball there. It's going to be LSU ball. As far as facing ranked teams, Nikki Fargis's bunch is going to be facing a lot of AP top 25 teams here in the next couple of weeks.
And on the road.
Yes.
Their early part of their season, they're going to be out on the road. Now, if you grab some wins in those situations, you got that home schedule to look forward to. But I'll tell you, you can't even, it's a little bit about the world I do understand. You don't look beyond that next game. Otherwise, your mind gets boggled because you're looking at that quality of opponent.
Yeah, that next game involves ranked Texas A&M.
Yeah.
LSU trying to cut into the deficit. A minute and a half or so to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, Mizzou just doesn't want to foul. The one thing that really aids a comeback is scoring while the clock stops.
Trying to overcome a 21-point halftime deficit, and it has been a long time. I think the last time they overcame that big a deficit, the #1 song belonged to Kajagoogoo, somebody like that back in the 80s.
See, I still consider 80s new music, so.
All the millennials can go to Google what Kajagoogoo was back in the 80s. Pointer knocks down the first free throw. Could have said Flock of Seagulls or inserted a lot of different 80s bands in there.
Well, I felt really modern the other day. I looked at my playlist. I had a Jennifer Lopez song in my playlist.
Oh,
I'm really getting
only about a decade behind now. That's good. LSU done what you asked at this point.
Yeah, get it to 14 or below. You went from 21 to 14. You know, then to the 5-minute mark, get it in single digits. You know, get it to 2 or 3 possessions. You know, then the basket doesn't look quite as big for Mizzou.
Mizzou offensively looking a bit more discombobulated, but the open 3 is there for Roundtree. There's LSU with the ball trying to cut into a 15-point deficit. A minute left in the quarter, and the drive by Mitchell. Blocking foul on Mizzou.
That's a hard land by Mitchell.
Slow getting up after crashing into Jordan Roundtree. Kind of taking her time, trying to shake that off.
Running hard, in movement. definitely within the restricted circle. Good call by the official.
Mitchell, by the way, is up. Is still feeling the effect. She has 7 offensive rebounds today.
Yeah.
So she has 51 offensive boards on the season. She's going to go to the bench and be attended to.
Yeah, that's a player that you get all the perception. She's very tough. So when she is gathering herself, you know she's dealing with some things.
Hopefully nothing more severe than maybe the wind get knocked out of her. We'll have to wait and see. They let Mercedes Brooks to shoot the free throws. And so getting a little bit of a rundown, trying to get back in this game. Under a minute to go, third quarter. The full court pressure leads to a turnover. Ball saved momentarily by Brooks, but to Mizzou.
We're going to take a little time. I got a feeling this attempt's going to come under 10. As you can see him kind of spread the floor, intent to move the basketball.
Blackwell trying to find space. Skipped around with 2 to shoot. Did not get it off in time. Did Nadia Green. So now, Dan, here's LSU with a chance here to cut this close to single digits.
Yeah. Well, that really opens the door for a strong fourth quarter. Putting you in a position to win.
And a three-pointer here could make it a 10-point game. This to make it a 10-point game. Missed by Brooks. Out of time. They were trying to feed Amber Smith on the run.
Yep.
So it's a 13-point lead for Mizzou. Their December 20th loss in the bragging rights game to Illinois, lost by 7. And a message that, if we can put that in context, Dan, as we start the fourth quarter here, Mizzou up 52-39. I think it was a message to her players, kind of a message for the fan base at a lot of different levels there.
Yeah, and I thought it was heartfelt, and I think it's accurate. Adversity, especially, you don't want adversity, but adversity early, a three right in unison without talking about it. Adversity early can lead to a more productive state if it is approached correctly. She's talking about approaching it correctly.
You see the three-point shooting, and that's the difference in the game. The success Mizzou has had, and LSU just won at 13.
Yeah. You could see even the last game when Mizzou played Tennessee, that three-point, when it was part of their offense, you could see them go to another level, as it does most teams. Today, it's been a much more constant part throughout the game.
Yeah, Mizzou has never trailed in this game. They were up by as many as 23 in the first half, led by 21 at the half. By 15 or 13, that is, to begin this fourth quarter. That's off the left side from Cherry. Three-pointer by Haley Frank has got the Mizzou offense going again here in the fourth quarter. Amber Smith, spinning baseline, nice move.
Amber Smith showing you why she continues to improve year to year. She has expanded her skill. She has expanded her ability to rebound. She's become a player that you can see can score in a variety of ways.
Amber Smith actually 2017 was the SEC co-freshman of the year with Alicia Washington, then of Florida, who's now at Clemson. Down to 16, the deficit for LSU. Smith, too high for shoots. Mizzou has turned it over now 14 times, so that total has gotten a bit high. Seems like nitpicking for a team that's up 16, but yeah,
Well,
one of the concerns.
It is a concern because that is how you put an opponent back in the game. Quite honestly, you know, and three things that would concern me a little bit is putting them to the line. That's turning it over, and the other thing is offensive rebounding. And LSU has got a percentage of all those things going on here in the second half.
Pointer. The three-point shot has just not been there today for LSU.
No, and Pointer's key. You know, she's, I think, 2 for 11 right now. If she would kind of catch fire, you would see a probably a more competent LSU team because she's a vehicle they can play through.
You saw the 1 for 15 and three-point shooting. They really haven't been great in three-point shooting all year. Only 26% on the season coming in anyway.
Right.
They'd settle for 26% happily today. Off the left side, Afua. Going back to Mizzou. They started to get Afua more integrated in the offense first couple possessions of the second half, and then got away from it again, it seems.
Yeah, it's just been hard to. The ball hasn't gone in the basket consistently. Boy, it's just really hard to get an offensive rhythm when you're not finding a vehicle to play to time and time again.
Hannah Mitchell back in there for LSU after being shaken up a short time ago. Missed 3 by Amber Smith. Fua gives it up. Young.
Yeah, Young has been productive. You know, Young's a player that maybe from a perimeter standpoint has been the most consistent finisher for LSU.
Foul on Jordan Chavis. Pointer going to the line. Perfect 4-4 from the stripe today. ESPN has 2 great games coming up this week on Super Tuesday presented by Progressive. First 7 Eastern, 5th ranked Ohio State, number 15 Maryland in a Sonic blockbuster. Then 9 Eastern, 17th ranked Kentucky taking on Georgia in Athens. That's Tuesday on ESPN and the app.
Yeah, Georgia getting that quality win over Memphis. At Memphis, you know, I think on the road even at that point. Very quality win.
Young to the LSU bench. Mizzou lead is 14. Some pressure put on by LSU trying to help generate something. Blackwell carries it into the lane off the back rim. An offensive rebound for Green.
Fresh shot clock. You know, there's no shortened shot clock, so you can be very patient.
Smith. The foul's going to go on Raquel Spencer.
Yeah, you can see Mizzou looking for Smith. You know, her role this year is to be that kind of person. You know, losing Sophie Cunningham, who kind of filled that role. The ball was going to find Sophie in the past couple years, you know, and she was the Batman to Smith being the Robin. Now, her roles changed a little bit. When the game's on the line, the team wants her to have it. You can see her in that post-up. She has a post-up game. She has a face-up game. She can be hard to guard key moments.
Yeah, you still look to Batman to win games. Nothing personal against Robin. But you got to have that alpha.
You do.
There's a nice lane in, kissed in by Afua. Down to 13. You kind of get the feeling, Dan, if LSU can get this thing to single digits,
oh yeah,
it's going to add a little extra spring in their step.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's key. If you're talking 13 right here, it's going to take a couple stops. But you got Mitchell back in the game. That's a sturdy point for LSU.
That's the quick hands of Jalen Richard Harris creating that steal. Sewell was really wanting the ball and didn't get it delivered into the post there. Mizzou grabbing a foul.
And you're watching the foul situation. LSU can get aggressive with the ball and then be rewarded at the foul line because they're in the bonus. That really changes comebacks too.
Keep more time on that clock.
Yeah.
They've been to the line quite a bit, and are 14 to 18 from the line, so that's kind of kept them somewhat in the game. There's a floater good from the baseline. Jalen Richard Harris. Mizzou's lead down to 11. In the pressure, Spencer chases. Another steal. Dribbled it off her foot. Richard Harris behind the back. Spencer off the left side, and there was a chance right there for LSU to cut this to single digits and did not.
Well described. Told the story exactly. That was a key possession. I have a feeling LSU's going to run out.
And then Blackwell does that. That could have been a dagger right there. Mizzou back up by 13.
Yeah, Blackwell has stayed aggressive, which you want her to do, you know, and it's paid some rewards within the structure of the team.
Afua. Offensive rebound. They got it for Mitchell when they need it, and one.
That's one of the hardest blockouts in America. When I see Mitchell on a weak side, you know, just parking there, as you said earlier.
It's like trying to block out a Brinks truck. You're not going to have very good luck.
Look at it. You know, she's got the defense. You know, the defense is supposed to have the advantage as far as position, and she's so active and early and strong that she's flip-flopping it. You know, she has the advantage.
Not a great free throw shooter, around 50% on the year, but if she can hit one here, complete the three-point play, and make it a 10-point game with 5 minutes to go. There it is, 60 to 50. This pressure's paid off for LSU. I'm going to stay with it. Mizzou does get it in the front court this time to Blackwell. Roundtree's pass taken away by Afua. Pointer. Tough shot. Got it to go. Here comes LSU.
Yeah.
It's an 8-point game. It's still plenty of time left. 4.5 minutes.
You get a finish by Pointer. If she kind of gets her confidence going, that's a game changer in the last 4 minutes.
Well, LSU has really responded. That bucket by Blackwell would seem like, oh, wow, LSU just missed a chance. They have responded.
Yeah. And
now you almost feel like Mizzou needs a bucket to try to regain their offensive swagger. Frank. Wow. Right as the shot clock expired.
You start to see why this is a highly touted freshman and somebody that I think is going to have an impact on this Missouri team that game to game.
Two-time Gatorade Missouri Player of the Year in high school. And now they do it with defense. Amber Smith.
Smith's throwing some leadership at the defensive end.
Wow, LSU thought they were close to getting it down to single digits. It's a 10-point game, 3:43 to play in Columbia.
Balance, and you can see that follow through the way she put her hand right down in the cookie jar, so to speak. That's a big finish for the freshman.
11 points for Frank. She's one of 3 in double-figure scoring for Mizzou, as Jordan Chavis and Asia Blackwell each have 13. Very Young leading LSU with 16 points off the bench today.
Time and score situation right now for Mizzou. You're going to see them probably attempt their first shot under 10. And you can see there right now they're down to 9.
Amber Smith back out. Frank's going to have to put it up again with the shot clock winding down. That time off the mark. LSU trailed it by 21 at the half. Yeah. Got it down to 8. Chance to do so again here if this falls for Young. Offensive putback. Third try, a foul. Pointer went crashing to the floor. LSU's been good from the line today. Only 57% from the stripe coming in. They've hit 15 and 19 today, 79%.
You know, they've strategically tried to attack, but I think there's some good points to get back in the game. They have gotten to the line. They've used the line to get there. They have offensive rebounded. They've created more turnover. But they just really haven't shot the ball from the perimeter well. I think I was counting 8 to 10 feet in the paint through most of that key part of that possession for Missouri.
Saw Jordan Chavis fouled out. Pointer with that first free throw makes it a 9-point game. 2:52 to go here in the fourth quarter. LSU's best free throw shooter knocks down 2 more to make it an 8-point game. This is as close as LSU has been.
Yeah.
It's fallen behind by 23 late in the second quarter. And that's LSU ball as Blackwell looked like she looked up on that inbound pass and never came up with it.
Yeah, there's still time. You know, you're talking about LSU with the basketball now, down 8, 2:51 to go. You know, the door is opening for LSU.
Bucket here makes it a 2-possession game.
Yeah.
Pointer slices, shoots, and scores. And here comes LSU again. 62-56.
Yeah, Pointer has joined the party. You can see her impact when she scores. You can see the aggressive nature. The entire LSU offense goes up a notch.
Points off turnovers gotten LSU back in it. They're within 6. Blackwell lost it off her knee and out of bounds to LSU.
Coming off of here, I thought that was a good legal screen. What they're seeing is that deflection went off of Blackwell.
Yeah, Pointer reached in, knocked the ball away, hit Blackwell, looked like her left upper leg. Yeah. Good call.
David Fisher right on top of that.
It's turned into a stressful one for the Mizzou fans. And Pointer makes it a 4-point game.
Yeah. Key possession for Mizzou. You know, they have got to kind of answer the...
Tied up. Nope.
It's
going to LSU.
LSU ball.
Didn't get it across in time. Alvin Pinchton wants the explanation that it wasn't a tie-up. It was didn't get to the front court in time.
Well, you got to admire LSU. They have not gone away. They have had to work and work and work to get their rhythm, but they have established rhythm with less than 2 minutes to go. 4 points down.
Trying to make some school history here. We mentioned earlier that shot does not count. Foul on the floor. November 23rd in 1985, they trailed Oregon by 17 at the half, 35-18. Came back to win that. That's been their largest comeback from a halftime deficit of 15 or more points. They trailed by 21 at the half today.
Yeah, they've done some great things in the fourth quarter when you want to make a comeback. Looking right there and seeing that big bonus sign right there, that's exactly what you want. There's Pointer, clock stop. She's at the foul line. Pointer has stepped up as a leader and made plays here in the fourth quarter. They have turned Mizzou over, and we got a close basketball game.
And LSU has the shooter at the line they want, and Pointer. He was perfect from the line today. 9-9 from the stripe. They get a perfect 10 of 10. And wow, this is a 2-point game with 1:48 to play.
Yeah, and LSU only 2 team fouls, so you don't have Mizzou in a similar situation to be aggressive, draw a foul, and use the foul line.
Only 2 team fouls, yet they've been like that, aggressive full court.
Yeah, but it's been a smart aggressive.
Yes,
you know, to me, they have changed the rhythm of Mizzou's offense and taken away some of the shot clock.
Now Mizzou really needs a bucket badly to try to stem the tide. Blackwell Actually, that's Smith who gets it for Mizzou.
Smith stepping up. That's a senior making a play for her basketball team. That's a key play.
Back to a two-possession game. Clock stops with 1:07 to go on the foul. LSU's going to go back to the line. It's going to be Mitchell at the stripe. It's 3 of 5 today from the line, but about 50% on the year. And Astute's just fouled out. The redshirt senior who made the start today. Great start of the season, but her first since November 29th.
Yeah, key free throws here.
Mitchell missed both.
Big rebound by Smith coming out of it. Now,
quick foul committed by Young. Stops it with 1:02 to go.
Now you're going to see some fouls. You're going to see Mizzou flying towards being in the bonus, but still only third team foul for LSU.
Sideline out for Mizzou. Now the Tigers want to talk this over. Mizzou Tigers, that is. They call a timeout.
Yeah, she struggled today. You're going to have those days. But I'll tell you what, she didn't let it go the whole game. She fought it and brought back a rhythm in the fourth quarter. You just love seeing that out of a good play.
LSU being aggressive and commit the foul. Take out Jalen Richard Harris. So we slip under a minute to play in regulation. That was the fourth team foul, so another to give. Looks like a timeout has been called. Mizzou has used another here.
And what they're going to do
inside the final minute from here at Mizzou Arena. Pinned in the corner. Frank just throws it back. Stolen. Pointer. Driving. Layup. Good.
2-point game.
And Mizzou nearly threw it away. Frank saved it.
Yeah, big time catch. Big time catch.
Gets it into the front court.
Well, they're going to defend this, I think.
Blackwell. Blocked. Blackwell again, and she'll shoot two.
The Pointer has been such a point of attack for LSU. Gets the steal very quickly and cleverly right to the rim.
LSU trailed by as many as 23 in the first half. Trailed by 21 at the break. Mizzou has led throughout, but LSU with a furious rally here in the fourth quarter, but Blackwell hits a big free throw from Mizzou. Yeah. And she's just a little above 50% from the line this year.
Look for LSU to use their timeout in this particular situation. Will they be down 3? No, they're going to be down 4, but watch them advance it here.
They have 2 timeouts, Mizzou with 1, and yes, indeed, timeout calls by LSU. They can advance the ball. Sierra Young provided most of their production. Here is Young. Sees a lane, drives right to the hoop and kisses it in. Back to a 2-point game. Shot clock off. They're going to have to foul if they can't get a steal, and they do. And we'll send Amber Smith, who's been an outstanding free throw shooter for Mizzou this year, to the line. Smith 1 of 2 from the line today, but shooting over 80% from the stripe on the year.
Let's watch the strategy a little bit right now for LSU. Coach Vargas, you can see her over there looking and, you know, making sure she knows how many timeouts, you know. Are you going to play live here and maybe save one? Or are you going to advance and talk about this possession? My guess is they're going to play live here. This is going to be a live attack coming right out of here.
Amber Smith hits both. Well, she elects to use her last timeout. There's Nikki Fargas.
And then a full court attack.
Pointer, that's a 2 off the back rim. Just as Mitchell is about to corral that rebound, she gets fouled. So it puts Mitchell at the line. Again, not one of LSU's better free throw shooters.
You're watching here, and well, she just is relentless on the offensive left. This is an interesting situation. When I can't sleep at night, this is what I'm thinking about. When you're down 4, now she didn't make the first one, so it changes. But if you miss that second one, now you tip back and shoot the 3, you can overcome a 4-point deficit in this situation. Now she's got to make this, and they got to create some play defensively to get the ball back.
Missed them both. He's 3 of 9 from the line, and now LSU's got a foul to stop the clock. But Mizzou's going to use a timeout instead to stop it with just over 11 seconds to play. Well, this last free throw was so short that it only barely touched the front of the rim, so it came off the floor.
Blackwell was quick to it, gets it to.
Neither team has a timeout remaining. And they throw it away underneath their own basket off the hands of Smith. And LSU could not have ordered that any better.
No. Now, baseline out of bounds. You know, it becomes a critical part of a comeback for LSU. Can they score on their bob, their baseline out of bounds?
Only about a second went off the clock. 4-point game. LSU in their front court. In deep, Pointer fouled. No shot, fouled by Green. With 8 seconds to go. One of LSU, if not their best free throw shooter, now going to the line.
Yeah. And you're looking at 2 teams without timeouts. So you're talking about your press breaker now for Mizzou is going to be imperative. They got to get the ball in. They got to be able to advance it or enter it and get fouled and get to the line.
That's the first miss for Pointer from the line today. She had hit her first 10.
Yeah. And that makes the comeback a little more difficult because now the best you're looking at is a 3-point advantage.
Gets the second. It is a 3-point game. Mizzou trying to get it in. Does so. The dribble by Troop, who's fouled with just under 5 seconds to go.
You know, Troop wanted the ball. It's always interesting to me to see who wants the ball in those situations.
And she is attempting her first free throws of the game here, and she has not attempted many. Only 10 this year, and hit 8.
Well, that's a good reason to want the ball. You want people that can go to the line and deliver. Look pretty good right there.
No nerves at all.
No. Look really comfortable. There's a reason she wanted the ball, and she's showing it to us right now.
The lead, though, is 4. That first one was a biggie. Put up is over the backboard. 0.3 of a second left. And Mizzou will get it in. It's not over yet. The handshakes are taking place, but